Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the Southern Wing here at the Stinkbug Works. I'm still in the middle of projects and just about ready to clean things up for the next thing, but I thought I'd stop and share some ideas. First of all, I've been really fortunate in the RC business. I've got to meet a lot of influential people, at least those that are west of the Mississippi, let's say, because of my association with the Silent Electric Flyers and Steve. And good God, I used to fly at Torrey Pines with Larry Jolly. Larry Jolly, this guy has the coolest job in the world. He builds perfectly detailed scale models that immediately get destroyed. Yeah, he makes models for Hollywood. Yeah, what a cool job. You build a scale C-130 and they film it blowing up. Oh, well, but he gets paid. He gets paid for it. Anyway, one of the people I got to meet was Brian Buaas. Now, Brian was flying F5B, as in Bravo. And F5B was pylon racers. Pylon racers are stupid fast. And this was, probably 1998, 1999. And even then, they were going around the course at 180 miles an hour with an airplane that has a span of about maybe 4 feet if you're lucky. And a cord like that, and they're pushing 200 miles an hour, flying 10 feet off the ground, wingtip to wingtip with other airplanes. Guy's got nerves of steel and thumbs of a robot. Anyway, I bumped into him up at Leg Lake some years later, and he was running boats, and so that's cool. Anyway, he had something there that made me think of this. Now, and Brian was strictly into saw. Everything he had there was straightaway speedboats. And this looks like a very nice steak knife. It's a Rüsthof Germany steak knife. But imagine, if you would, that I could just grab this blade here and grab the handle here and pull really hard and separate them. What would I have here? Why, I'd have a really good rudder blank. Yeah, Brian was using knife blades for rudders, and what a great rudder that would be. So all you folks at home, if you ever break a knife, I can't imagine how this thing broke. They're supposed to be high quality, but it looks like water got in the joint between the blade and the knife. And as the blade flexes, going through, cutting, because human beings aren't perfect, and as it flexes, it opens up little pores, and you can see it's all grainy in there. So, maybe the German knives aren't quite as good as we thought. Anyway, this goes into a box marked hardware. This goes into the trash. Now, why do I have these out here, and what am I going to talk about now? Well, let's put the laser to use. A couple of people have remarked about drag boats, and I really like the idea of drag boats, but I also like the idea of small and cheap. So what would a small and cheap drag boat be? Well, my laser is limited to a 24-inch sheet of plywood. So for all practical purposes, that limits me to 2-foot boats, although I can splice pieces together and make them longer if I had to, but that's something I'd like to avoid if I could. So let's take a look at Big B's drag boat, may it rest in peace. It was a good 24 inches, as I recall. I still put it on the small side. And he had two motors driving counter-rotating props. And in fact, I think he had two motors like this. That's a 28 something or other. And he had a couple of those in there. So, it had plenty of power. It went from zero to hauling ass in the blink of an eye. So it was pretty darn cool. But it's bigger than I really was thinking. So I'm wondering if I couldn't get away with a single in-runner, one of the 24 series, the 28 series, even the 20 series. Or maybe a little helicopter outrunner. Now, I like helicopter outrunners and model boats for a couple of reasons. One, because the magnets are way on the outside. They have more torque per mass of motor than an in-runner. So you can push a bigger prop with, a smaller motor. And Big B ran this motor, I think he ran it on 4S in his 500 millimeter outrigger, and it held up for a while. It eventually blew up. You can't run this motor on 4S and a big prop. But what do you guys think of small drag boats on the order of 15 to 18 inches? Even less. Smaller ones, I could get away with this running a gear drive and two props. Or bigger ones, you'd have to go to the complexity of two motors. But these aren't very expensive, and you can get in-runner motors. So what do you guys think about a drag boat? And then the real question is, how big should it be? Should it have one motor or two? Until next time, jet out.